Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I have a wonderful guest for all of you. I'd love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and name of the business.
I'm Nicole Didizian, and the business is Mainline Family Education.
Okay, my darling. I mean, we are with the family, darling, right now. We are with the family, but I want to hear the nature of the business. Fill me in.
Yeah, so I was a labor and delivery and newborn postpartum nurse for 12 years. And yeah, I saw a need out in the community for not only more time for my patients to spend with nurses and physicians and medical professionals, but also a need for a community opportunity once you find out you're pregnant to connect with other expectant moms and dads. And then once you've had your baby, an opportunity to get together with your little one and learn from these experts in a small group setting. So that's how the studio was born.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I have two children. My daughter is 9 and my son is 2.
Oh.
Unreal, like a wild state of affairs. But I have to tell you, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Even in reading and Googling, and sometimes that's not the best idea, but reading and Googling, you need a support system and you need people to really tap into that are going through the same thing. So I love the fact that you do this. And I love that you've really created not only a community, but a resource, right?
Yeah. No, it is. And that's the goal, is really to, when you're going through this, it could be the first time, or, I'm a mother of 2 also, and my kids are 3.5 years apart. And I was amazed when I had my second, how much I forgot from when I had my first. And, the sleep deprivation is real. And,
Yeah, it's so real. I mean, again, Sydney was, my goodness, so she was like 6.5, and then I was crazy. I mean, Sydney was getting her own snacks. She was good. It was awesome. And then, okay, let's start the process all over again. The blessing that it was, but and things also change. It's not, the resources were different. The equipment was different. What was available was different. And I think that, even, from a hospital experience, that was completely different. And so having a professional, and the fact that you were a seasoned professional before you began this, talk to me about that. And does that help in what it is that you're doing and allow for you to not only bring the professional sense, but the motherly sense to it?
Absolutely. I think the most important part of the classes that are available at the studio and now virtually is that they're all evidence-based. So, even between having my 2 kids, again, studies are always happening. Researchers are always working hard to figure out, okay, maybe we weren't doing it in the best way 2, 3, 4 years ago. And like you said, you get to the hospital, the protocols are changing. The American Academy of Pediatrics has different recommendations every year. So I'm really passionate about bringing that evidence-based medicine to moms and dads, so they have it at their fingertips, and so they feel really confident once they go home with their babies.
I love that. And then as it relates to the process of the community, I love the idea of the community, right? It's one thing, again, to get the ABCs of what it is that you need to do and get done, but to know that you have a community to tap into, that wasn't a necessity. That is something that was an intentional thing that you created. Why so?
It was. I felt like when I had my first child, my daughter, I was pretty isolated for the first couple of weeks to months after having her. And, part of that's intentional because you're afraid of going out into the world, and not only just the process of getting out the door with the newborn, but also the germ factor. And being a nurse, I was even more aware of that. So I wanted to create a space where we could have informal meetups. And I facilitate all of those. I'm a registered nurse, a certified breastfeeding counselor, and a certified childbirth educator. So it's a more informal opportunity for moms to come with their babies, anywhere from newborn to 6 months old, pre-crawlers,
Right.
and just meet one another, ask me questions. I have a scale in the studio so they can do weight checks in between pediatrician appointments. And it's just really my something that I wanted to do to give back to the community, to provide a space. But what I'm seeing is so exciting because moms are not only connecting, but they're staying connected. So there's groups of moms who've met through maybe in person in the studio before, the quarantine, and they're all connected on text message, and they're planning to send their kids to schools together and to do swimming lessons together, and they're building up a mom village. So that's exciting.
That is so exciting, and I mean, the commonality behind it, and really being able to meet people where they are, other folks that are going through the same things. I mean, even if you have outside friends and families that are supportive, they may not necessarily be on that same timeline journey with you. So just being able to really tap in to a community of sorts, I think is just an absolute wonderful thing. And then really the resources that are paired with it. I think that one of the most kind of important things, for at least for me, when I was a new mom, is feeling welcomed, as also feeling that there wasn't any judgment. It sounds like the environment that you've created allow for open conversations and for you to meet people where they are. Is that right?
It does. You're absolutely right. And one of the things I was noticing about some of the new mom group opportunities were a lot of them seem to be centered around breastfeeding mothers.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants to breastfeed, can breastfeed. So another thing I love about our group is I took a step back one day and looked around the table, and half the moms were nursing and the other half the moms were feeding bottles and formula. And everybody was like, you know what, you do what works best for you and your family. And no matter what, it's still hard.
Yes.
And they just built each other up, which was so lovely to see. Yeah.
Oh, I am obsessed and quite jealous that I was not part of your organization before. I feel like I've missed out on something, but I'm going to make sure that our viewers don't miss out on you. I want them to get in touch with you. I want them to follow, fan, and like you, especially in this uncertain time. As their babies are coming into the world, they need to know that you are available. So where would people find more information about you and what you've got going on?
Yeah, so our website is www.mlfed.com. And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at Mainline Family Education. And yeah, they can contact me directly. My email is nicole@mlfed.com.
So no excuses. There's no reason for you to feel alone or insecure or nervous or scared. There is someone out there to help you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm telling you, a wealth of knowledge and a wonderful community. You must get in touch with my new friend. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and we will see you soon. Take care.